All right, listen, the first team is the Dallas Mavericks. Listen, you made the trade for Luka Doncic, who now looks like a freaking superhero, which is
Yeah,
insane. I mean, that's a
yeah.
whole nother discussion on its own. Talk about winning the breakup in the sense where it's like you get broken up with and then you lose 20 pounds and you become shredded. He's definitely like posting outfit of the day on Twitter, on Instagram, he's
Letting them know what this is what you missed.
this is
But but
look what you're
but
missing.
the Mavs made the trade, and then all of a sudden they got the number one pick out of nowhere. It's just
And they
surprising.
also got Anthony Davis, who's no slouch. Like it's not like
Yeah,
they didn't get
we
anything in
we
return.
keep forgetting. We keep
Yeah,
forgetting that.
no big deal.
No big deal. They have AD.
Yeah. And it's funny when the Mavs made this trade last year. You can go back and watch. I thought that it was a good deal for the Mavs in the short term. I thought it was a good deal for the Lakers in the long term because now you
Yeah.
have Luka Doncic, who can be your centerpiece for the next 5 to 10 years if you're able to resign him. But for the Dallas Mavericks, if everybody stayed healthy, I don't think the year would have went the way it went last year. A lot of
Mm.
people forget that after Anthony Davis was traded from the Lakers to the Mavericks, like I don't know what happened, but like the injury plague hit the Dallas Mavericks, and everybody went out. So to
Everything
be
that
fair,
went wrong went wrong. It went wrong.
yeah, I mean, so to be fair to Dallas and to Mavericks fans, we see you. We know that a big reason why the year ended last year the way it did was because of injuries.
Yeah.
Mavs fans have been through a lot. Luka Doncic gets traded. It's hard to deal with, but you're looking at the team objectively, Kwab. I think this team is deep enough to compete in the Western Conference. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think a huge factor is going to be the health of the team, and I think that's one of the main reasons why we kind of didn't have him in our top 10 because it's like Kyrie's going to be out. Um, AD was also hurt, but it sounds like he should be good for the start of the season. But they went through like a myriad of injuries like after the trade. It was kind of like, hey, you traded Luca, you're cursed. This is what you get. This is what you get.
The
But
basketball gods are like, listen, just a half season of BS.
of BS. But that netted them Cooper Flagg. They were
Yeah.
able to get the number one pick. Ended up with Cooper Flagg, who looked like looked like a number one pick throughout the summer league, and adds to already very like deep team, deep front line. Um, you could see this team making noise throughout the course of the season if they're healthy. Whenever Kyrie comes back, even as they are, like they have a lot of different pieces that could make an impact in the West.
Yeah, I mean, to me, defensively, I think they're going to be very good. You have Anthony Davis, who's probably the best rim protector in the league. I know people might say Rudy Gobert, but to me, Anthony Davis, when he's healthy, actually might be the best defender in the league, period. Like, full stop.
Yeah,
So you have Anthony Davis here, and then on the back end, you also have Lively and Gafford, who are
yeah,
no slouches as well. Klay Thompson, who's always been a really good defender throughout his career. He's not the defender he used to be, but he can still guard the perimeter. PJ Washington, Najee Marshall.
hmm
They're just really deep, and I think Cooper Flagg doesn't have a lot of pressure to come in and be this superstar. He doesn't have to come in and take over an offense. He doesn't have to come in and basically be the focal point of anything, really. When
yeah.
Kyrie Irving's on the court and Anthony Davis is on the court at the same time, you can relax a little bit.
Relax. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And one thing I appreciate about Cooper Flagg's game is that he actually does have a very good and well-rounded game. He's a good passer. He's a good playmaker. He can run the break. He's a good defender. There's a lot of things that he can do well that he doesn't really need the ball in his hands all the time. To me, I think he went to a perfect situation where, you don't have the pressure of a franchise like, okay, we need you to be 25 and 8 off the bat and carry us and show leader. Like, you don't need all that. You kind of just need to fit in and do your job. Like, if Cooper Flagg averages like 15 and 8 this year, I think you're happy with that as a Mavs fan. And I think he's perfectly capable of it. Cooper Flagg to me is somebody who looks just as NBA ready as any rookie I've seen in the past few years. So I have no doubts in my mind that he's going to have a solid season. And even if he doesn't, you still have someone in a PJ Washington who I think fits the Mavs perfectly, who's done well since he's been back in Dallas. Najee Marshall as well. To me, this is a really deep team that's going to give a lot of teams problems if they're healthy. Now, would I put him over the Clippers? Would I put him over, the Rockets or the Nuggets? I don't think I would go that far, but I think you could absolutely make the case for them being better than the Lakers right now,
Yeah.
or maybe the Warriors right now, or maybe the T Wolves. Like, but they're in that conversation. And Kwab and I didn't have them in the top 10 because, like Kwab said, Kyrie's out to start the year, and it's one of those things where it's like I kind of have to see it, and but we do recognize how good they are for sure, or how good they can be.
Yeah, how good they can be, and even with all the players you mentioned, we also missed out. What is up? They still have Max Christie.
Yes,
Um, what is it? Caleb Martin,
another one. Yeah,
another one. So they have defensive pieces, and like you said, there's going to be a really good defensive team. So you could see them being kind of in that middle area in the West, and could anything happens when you're in the playoffs. We've
yeah.
already seen that. There's been many times when we're like, oh, this team is a higher seed. They should definitely beat the lower seed, and it doesn't go that way because matchups matter. And you have a front line of AD and a center. That's all he wanted. AD just wanted to play with some centers. He kept asking the
That's
Lakers.
all he wanted. He got
He
his
just
switch,
wants.
baby.
Lakers were like, yeah, we got you. We got a
My
center right
wish,
for you.
my wish,
Wish,
my
I wish.
wish.
So that's a factor into it. We were talking about this before we started recording. But when it comes to Mavs and even Cooper Flagg, I could see a scenario where Cooper Flagg doesn't start just because that's how deep they are.
Mm.
Like you said, he definitely starts, which I agree on. Like he could definitely start, but he can also come off the bench because they do have PJ Washington, they do have Najee Marshall, they have a lot of, like we mentioned, all these players, a lot of top players like in that front line in those positions. So he could be in a scenario where you're just comfortable like bringing him off the bench and letting him like adapt slowly, or they can Jason Kidd throws him right in the fire. Either way, it works out for him. But this is going to be a very good defensive team.
Yeah.
First of all, very good defensive team. Um, I like to see it. I'm interested to see how they look with, instead of now without Kyrie, they have D'Lo at the point guard position, and D'Lo is somebody that's used to playing with AD when they're on the Lakers.
Yeah.
So there's some continuity there. This is gonna be, I can see them being like a top 6 team in the West
Yeah, and then
easily.
when Kyrie comes back, D'Lo goes to the bench, and I think D'Lo is a very serviceable backup point guard. I mean, he's probably one of the better backup point guards in the league, if not, I won't say the best. I can't think off the top of my head, but I mean, you would like to have D'Angelo Russell as your backup point guard. So for me, I guess my concerns here are like what kind of offense they're going to run. Obviously, Jason Kidd is one of the best point guards of all time. As a coach, I don't really think too highly of him, even though I do think he deserves credit for bringing the team to the finals, and he's done a pretty decent job in Dallas. But I think a lot of their offense in the past was kind of just give the ball to Luka and let Luka cook, or give the ball to Kyrie, let Kyrie cook, and then you would have like a pick and roll with Luka, because Luka does have that lob threat, with Gafford and Lively. Like he's always really good at that. And I wonder if they keep that same offense, with Kyrie and D'Angelo, pick and roll with AD, or pick and roll with Gafford and Lively to the rim. I'm sure Anthony Davis is going to be on the perimeter more because, he is playing the 4 now, and I think that's what he wants. So I'm interested to see how Jason Kidd incorporates that. Are you going to go like a high pick and roll with these players? Are you going to have AD spraying the floor? How are you going to use this lineup to your advantage? I think there are a lot of things that you can do: dribble handoffs, AD coming off curls, like maybe being a hub at the top. We'll see.
Yeah.
But definitely a lot of different options. I really don't know what to expect. I mean, we didn't see Anthony Davis play last year with the Mavericks, so it is kind of like, I don't know what to expect. The one game he did play, he got hurt in, but he was freaking awesome in that
He
game.
was awesome. He was
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, he did come back and play I think a little bit, but it was
Yeah.
obviously, it was at that point it didn't really matter. And like you said, they have, because of all the options that they have like different type of lineup variations they could have. Would there be lineups where AD plays at the 5 and like Cooper's at the 4?
Yeah.
Like there's Jason Kidd has a different type of option. So like to us, we can't wait to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be interesting.
Cooper's gonna have to shoot the 3 though, because if you're gonna have Gafford and Lively on the floor with Cooper Flagg, you can't have big guys crowding the paint.
Yeah.
And then also Cooper's guy playing off Cooper in the paint. Like it's gonna mess up some spacing. So that's the one thing I say Cooper's probably gonna have to be good at this year and be
Yeah.
confident doing, is shooting the 3 ball at a respectable rate. You don't got to shoot 40+%, shoot 35, 36%, at least be respectable from the 3-point range. And then I think the offense can take off. But to me, that's going to be one of the more important things, whether or not Cooper Flagg can stretch the floor and shoot the 3 ball at a consistent rate. We know we can get that from PJ, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's what you're saying. Maybe that's why PJ starts in the starting lineup. I don't know. And you bring Cooper off Cooper Flagg off the bench for more energy, running the basketball, things of that nature. But that to me, that's my biggest question mark. It's like, all right, is Cooper going to be able to run in these lineups with Lively and Gafford? He's going to be with one of them because one of them's come off the bench as well. Are you going
Yeah.
to be able to give that space? he's going to have to hit the three ball. I don't think he's going to be relegated to a spot up 3-point shooter from the corner because I think Cooper Flagg's better than that.
Yeah.
But I do think he is going to be expected to hit the three ball. And if he can do that, then this Mavs team is going to be pretty dangerous offensively too.
Yeah, I mean, and we can go back and look at him during the summer league. We saw how aggressively he was taking those threes. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna have those shots. Like again, like you said, he has to be capable of hitting it. Like, and
Yeah.
that's gonna be a factor. So and he's been he you could tell he works on his shot. He's been an improved shooter throughout the years. So that's also gonna factor in. But the Mavs have a very, very interesting team in the West.